Johnny here for Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. So I've got some really exciting news to share that came out last night, so I'm up pretty early at 6 a.m. I want to get this news to you. The Ford Lightning, not Ford's first electric truck, which is really cool. They, in the late 1990s, 1998, 2002, they had the little known Ford Ranger. Well, the Ford Ranger is extremely well known. It's a freaking Ford Ranger. But what's little known about it is that there is an EV and an electric. Not a ton of torque, 149 pound-feet of torque, 92 horsepower, and boy is this F-150 Lightning completely different. It's at the other end of the scales. You've got so much power, you've got so much towing capabilities, and this can do so much. So let's just put the pedal to the metal, get right into it. I look forward to talking to you all about the quick points on this. So let's start off. First of all, it's going to have 9.6 kilowatts of power capability. So, the onboard power, what a lot of people are calling the generator, it can provide you with 9.6 kilowatts. That's 9,600 watts of power through up to 11 plugs, which means that's capable of powering your home for 3 days. Work sites, your heavy drills, your heavy saws, they're going to be running you about 1,200 watts. So you could really pump out a lot of tools, like 8 big heavy duty electric tools out of this, numerous little drills, because they take less than 1,200 watts. So, you can really power a whole lot with this bad boy. And, really interesting, this is always going to be in 4x4 mode. So this is going to be always 4x4. And how much power are you getting to those wheels? Well, it looks like we're going to be getting 770 pound-feet of torque, and it was announced just under 600 horsepower. This is going to make this truck, wilder than the Ford Raptor. This is insane. This is intense. So, it should propel it. The President Joe Biden tested out the truck a day early and kind of, released it that it'd be about a 4.4 second vehicle, a 4.3, 4.4 second vehicle, 0 to 60 miles per hour. It was announced last night that they are promising mid 4 seconds. So what does that mean? That probably means about 4.4 seconds to 4.6 seconds. So this thing's going to be incredibly fast, incredibly capable in regards to work, not just because of those 11 plugs allowing you to pump out 9,600 watts of power. That's, enough to power your home for 3 days. The slide just went by for that, what they're calling a front trunk. I think I still prefer front trunk as a term. You can put 400 pounds of payload in that front trunk. So that's pretty useful. You've got, your concrete bags. If you're a painter, gardener, you can just, put your gallons up in there, because there's also 400 liters. Sorry, the volume is 400 liters of trunk volume up in the front. This thing looks good. It looks like an F-150. Now, hopefully no one out there is going to be saying like, hey, you can't have an electric truck and call it an F-150. The F-150 is all about gas power. Right from the very beginning, Henry Ford was talking, his wife really wanted their vehicle to be electric powered. Henry Ford ended up going with the V8, with a gas-powered engine, and that's where it all started. But at the very, very beginning, Henry Ford was seriously debating putting an electric engine into the vehicle. So nothing new here for Ford. We've got that Ranger back in 1998 that came out, that was electric. Wasn't quite as popular, maybe because of the 90 horsepower, maybe because of the range, but this thing has range. 300 miles of range. That's a whole lot of range. That's as good as a full tank of gas. And you can always pull over and do some fast charging, because they're talking about this having two fast chargers inside of it. So I guess that means you'll be there's no numbers yet for how fast this will charge, but with 2 fast chargers inside, I'd expect it to be really quick. The screen here, 15.5 inch screen. just like in the Mustang Mach-E. So if you're wondering what that looks like, you can go to a dealer, check out a Mustang Mach-E if you want to see it in real. That's what a 15.5 inch screen looks like. Behind the steering wheel, we're going to have a 12-inch digital cluster, which is like the 12-inch we currently have on F-150. So if you find a dealer that actually has an F-150 for sale, you can check that out. If not, the Mustangs, premium Mustangs also have a 12-inch digital cluster. So that looks really great. Now, you'd think all of this would cost a fortune because you even have your bed is going to weigh your load, so you can be at home or on the work site and you can know right off from that 15-inch screen how much weight is in my bed. So that's going to make people a lot safer. It's going to help you load your trailer correctly, balancing out the trailer so that the trailer isn't lifting up the back of your truck too much, and making sure that you don't put too much weight in that trailer. So it's going to cost, $40,000 US, 68,000 Canadian. So the price seems real good because, F-150s already are expensive. This shouldn't cause sticker shock to anyone. And this is going to be extremely competitive compared to other electric trucks. So the price is amazing. Now, just want to finish up on a final note. We're also getting the Maverick this year. The very first Mavericks could roll into dealerships as early as November or December. And I also want to mention that coming up, I do want to show you what Pro Trailer Backup Assist looks like, because this is one of the points that they talked about in regards to our new Ford F-150 Lightning. So I'm going to have a nice video with my favorite salesman over at Valestry Ford. So they allowed us to use their truck to show what the Pro Trailer Backup Assist looks like, feels like. By the way, it makes backing up in a straight line for, long distances really great, really easy. So I look forward to talking to you all about that. Please stay tuned. If this video has been useful, please like and subscribe. So just want to point out, really important, in big 300-mile range, but let's note that that's with extended range battery. So we have yet to know what because this vehicle can go quite a bit more expensive than the 40,000 US. And obviously, just like the Mustang Mach-E, there's going to be an extended range battery. I'd suspect it's going to cost somewhere around $5,000 to $9,000 to add that extended range battery. And that's also what's going to give us our dual onboard chargers for faster charging. So, it's the release. Of course, they're going to go you lead with your best foot forward. You don't release a vehicle and start tripping up by saying all your lowest stats. So, the 4.4 seconds to 4.6 seconds of acceleration, obviously, that will be with the extended range battery. When they do come out with how fast this thing is going to charge, it's also going to be with the extended range battery. And remember, the 300 miles is for the extended range battery. But that's fine because, as long as they can get, good 240 miles or 250 miles out of the smaller battery, it's still going to be really useful for a whole lot of people. And, I hope no one says, hey, forget about this. I'm worried about reliability. I don't think Ford's going to have an issue with reliability for this product because so far, what I can tell you is Fusion plugins have been out since 2013. They are extremely reliable. The Ford Escape Hybrid back in 2003, unbelievably reliable. And, I think they're going to hit this out of the ballpark. Just also want to mention that talking about hitting it out of the ballpark, if you do kind of drive out of the ballpark and you're driving off-road, this was one thing that worried me, but there's going to be metal skid plates to shield the batteries and motors underneath the vehicle, and this is even going to come with an off-road mode. And it's going to be always in 4x4 mode. So speaking of off-road, I actually expect this to be the most off-road capable F-150 because of all that low-end torque or instant torque that the electric motors are going to be providing. So I'll be covering more about that in future videos. Stay tuned, like, and subscribe.